right. Hey Chris, how's it going?
Hi, nice to meet you.
Same here, man. You
Yeah,
guy
it's
having problems with the Binance and all that? The transfers?
yeah,
Oh
it
yeah.
sucks a little bit.
Yeah,
But like I can pay a fee, but it's like 2%. So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like
You got options though. Did you try out
okay.
like Coinbase and Kraken? Maybe they have better.
I
On
have tried out Coinbase, but it's the same there.
same there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, is
And
Kraken the same thing?
Kraken I didn't try because when I wanted to, you told me like stay with Binance and now like
No,
maybe
no,
I give it
no.
a try.
I'm saying I recommend Binance because that's usually the easiest. They're the largest
Mm.
and they're the best for international. Kraken is amazing for like US. Like I can't even use Kraken myself because it's not available in New York. Like I can only use Coinbase. That's it. That's
Oh,
literally
okay.
the only option I have. Like New York is the worst place ever for crypto. And like
Oh
ironically,
shit.
I'm the guy that's there. Like the guy teaching about DeFi. I'm in like the worst possible place ever. But it's all good. I made it work, right? So yeah, it seems like Binance having issues lately because of the whole like SEC witch hunt. They're trying to find, the smoking gun, which so far they haven't really able to. They're trying to kind of make up for the whole FTX debacle, right? Because like Gensler was meeting up with SBF in his office all the time, and then turned out that guy was a huge scammer. And like, and so now he's like trying to show everybody he's a tough cop. Look, I'm going after Binance, going after Coinbase. Yeah. So now he's
Oh
going after
shit.
legit exchanges like an idiot. But whatever. That's another thing. So maybe you could find some local exchanges in your country. That's usually what people do. They usually have better like banking connections, like banking rails as they call them.
And how do you find them? Are you just searching
Just
on the
search,
internet
yeah.
for
Like
like,
whatever your country in, just search, buy crypto, best exchange in like Portugal or Belgium or whatever. Like for example, that's why
oh,
people found that Wealth Simple. So like a lot of people had issues with Binance, obviously, and Coinbase in Canada. So they found this Wealth Simple, and turns out that's a good option because they're already like kind of grandfathered in into all these banks and they have all these connections. So that's what works there. And people were able to buy ETH and just, send it off easy and
hmm,
vice versa.
okay.
So that's
Yeah,
usually what I
there's
recommend.
also this P2P thing, which I
Yeah.
want to look into,
Yeah. Yeah.
which
That
might
should
also
work.
be like a good thing. But it's like if like my money transfer needs time, then I have to wait for the other person to send me the crypto, and then there's like this small gap of time where I feel like,
Yeah.
where's the
Yeah.
money, you know?
Well, the hack for that is you can do it with small amounts. That's what I always
Yeah.
recommend. Like same with my course. Like basically, because it doesn't matter if it's $100 or $1,000 or $10,000. The process should be the same. So you can basically like try it with like $100 or $500. I don't know what minimums the P2P people have. They might have some kind of minimum where it's like
Mm.
not worth it for them to even bother, right? But usually P2P works well. I mean, that's what Binance had to do to kind of adapt to the current environment of regulators like basically blackmailing banks at the cutting ties with Binance and Coinbase. The Operation Choke Point 2.0, that's what it is. They can't really affect crypto, because it's decentralized. But so the only place they can attack is in the fiat on and off ramps, because that's where they
Yeah,
have control. They can basically
and
cut them off from like the cash money, right? Cash in, cash out. Because trust me, once you get the money in, like that's it. You're good to go. It's gonna be smooth sailing from there. Like nobody can do anything, no KYC, no paperwork, no permissions. It's all clickety click, 24/7, 365, like easy. And that's the hardest part actually, the on and off ramp.
mm,
Yeah, that's
yeah, I feel the same. Like
yeah,
the on-ramp
always the
is like
hardest
taking
part,
a lot of
man.
time.
And they make it hard on purpose. It's not that it's hard technically. It's not that hard. I mean,
got like hacked. Didn't get hacked.
hold on.
He basically
Uh,
got we got robbed.
I think we got an echo from the
All like On the
from
on
that
control.
person.
The guy
Yeah.
just basically like got in there,
Can you
like some
mute?
part found the plug
No, no, it's
for
this
the
guy.
plate.
All right, I muted. Sorry, you were getting an echo from your computer, I guess. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, like the echo is basically from the speakers, because I think if you have the sound coming from the speakers and it echoes into your microphone, you kind of hear yourself twice in this thing. But anyway, yeah. So Like that's the hurdle. Once you get through it though, like it's pretty easy. So just just search for other means. Hey Louis, how's it going? Oh, Louis still connecting
Right.
to his audio. Yeah. So we're getting some people in. It's gonna be a fairly short one today because I gotta bounce at 3. I got another meeting that I gotta get to in the city. So, but it's okay. I'll do another one next weekend. So if we don't get to anybody, that's fine. I'll do another one, probably last one next Saturday. Like I usually do these meetings whenever I get like an influx of fresh people, because basically,
Mm.
the ones that already went through the course, they don't really need, those Q&As. So anyway, I guess Luis is busy. Yeah, so they're good to go. I mean, technically, you can ask all these questions in the Telegram chat, and I answer them there anyway. But some people like the live format, I guess, the Zoom call format. So I'm like, all right, sure, get access to me directly. Plus, I need some content for my YouTube channel that I've been kind of neglecting lately. I need to, because a lot of people they looked at my YouTube channel, doesn't have many videos, and they just like, oh, this guy, he's not an expert, he's not legit. I'm like, I'm not really a public kind of person. I don't really like making content. Like, I don't do vlogs and I don't tweet. Like I even deleted YouTube and Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter off my phone because it was just too distracting. I need to concentrate on work, right? I'm basically like working on the marketing part and working on the course and updating the course and providing support. Otherwise, you know how it is. You just get stuck on this social media and start like mindlessly scrolling through tweets and posts and all of that. I don't know who's this now. I think somebody's in Telegram. Oh, okay. Never mind. Anyway, so you have any other questions, Chris? Besides,
Yeah, I got like a lot of
yeah, go
questions
ahead.
actually.
That's what this Q&A is for. Let's go. Let's
Okay,
get to it.
when I'm on the StellaSwap farming dashboard, there's
Okay.
like the pending yield where
Mm-hmm.
you can harvest all,
Okay.
but it's like $0.
Mm-hmm.
And but when I look at the farm sales, like usually a fee I can collect, which is like, is it not summed up in the proper way, or is it
You mean
why is it
is that on Pulsar or on the regular farms?
no on the V3 Pulsar ones?
V3 Pulsar. Oh, let me see actually. Uh, is there a collect all button? I don't think
There's
so.
like the harvest all or something like at the top of it.
Yeah, it's probably not connected yet because I think they had it working for the V2. That's
Mm.
probably why it doesn't update. Yeah, you should just collect it manually for now. I don't think they
Okay.
got, because I remember like for V2 farms they also had the problem with this harvest all button. It was always like not displaying correctly. Like that's why I didn't never used it. I just kind of switched to manual. Like with this stuff, if you're in doubt, it's always better to just go to manual. Like the whole Zap thing, I don't think I ever used it. Like to be honest, I've just always done the manual because I like to control, right? So you can tell exactly how much of each token you're putting in, what the proportions are. But I know they're working on it though. They're working on the Zap for Pulsar at the moment. Yeah. I had to
Yeah,
actually
that
update
would
the
be nice.
course real quick because there was a confusion in the chat. Like Franco was telling people that basically, it was like you could use Zap and then put the LP tokens into Pulsar, right? And that's not, and I was like, did they connect it somehow? Then they tested it and they did it. So you still have to do it through the Pulsar process, like it is in my lessons, the whole deposit button. Yeah. So don't use Zap basically, bottom line. Just do everything manually, like collect deposit manually, collect manually. And that's always, the right thing to
Okay.
do, in my opinion. Yeah.
And when we deposit into a farm, we can see like the price range, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's the current price and which is in the middle. And
Right.
also there's like some ups and down before and after.
Okay.
Is it the price like for the last 7 days or for the entire pool run? Like,
Well, the way it works is it shows the current price at the moment of what that token is worth. And
mm,
basically, the range is the range where you want to provide liquidity, right? So basically, when traders, for example, let's use Glimmer, right? Let's say it's 20 cents, right? At the
mm,
moment. So, and you want to provide liquidity between the Glimmer price of 10 cents and 30 cents, right? the bottom and the top. So when you do a position like that, when Glimmer moves between 10 and 30 cents, right, back and forth, like, and people trade in that range, you're going to be getting all those fees because you're providing liquidity in that price range, right?
Yeah, this
But
is what I got.
yeah, but if for example the price goes out of range, for example, it drops to like 8, right, or it goes up to like 35, right, that means your position is going to concentrate in a less valuable token. That's what that means. Like, you're going to go 100% into one token. So if it's like Glimmer USDC, for example, if Glimmer goes one way and the more valuable token in that scenario is Glimmer, you're going to get 100% Glimmer, right? If it's going to be, like the less valuable, right? If it goes the other way, you're going to go 100% into USDC, right? So basically, it's like you got to think about it. It's going to concentrate towards the less valuable kind of option, right, in the scenario. And that's it. But you don't have to like get out of the position. You could just leave it alone, just wait, and the Glimmer price, let's say, goes back to 20 cents. Bam, you're automatically back in range. You're automatically farming and collecting fees. You don't have to do anything. You could just chill, right? But while it's out of range, you're not going to be collecting the fees.
Yeah, this is what I got.
Yeah.
But like there's like the small info dash where you can see like the range, and there's also like in the middle there's the current price, but the price has also some like ups and downs before.
Oh, that's just data, like previous data.
Yeah, but
yeah.
But what data is it? Is it like for the last 7 days or?
I didn't use that. I think it's just like a graphical thing that they put in just to make it look like better. I don't think it's actually like the data that you need to use. If you want to check out like the price action, you could just go to
Yeah.
like coinmarketcap.com, type in
Coinmarketcap.com.
type in like the token name, like Glimmer, or token, like USDT or DOT or Glimmer denomination, and it'll give you data all you want, like for the last whatever historical data. You can sort it by month, by year. You can analyze the price action, right? Because basically how you decide which price range you'll provide liquidity for is you have to kind of figure out like what are the chances that this token is going to jump to this price or fall to that price, right?
Yeah, exactly. Therefore, you should have a look, right?
Yeah. Well, there you go. Coinmarketcap.com. Type in the token name, and it gives you the background behind the token. It gives you the token website. You can do research on every single token that's on StellaSwap, like all of them. They're all on there.
Okay.
Every single token in existence is there with the data, price data, token data, team, links to the website, all of that. That's why I didn't put in the course, because the tokens always change. So there's no point.
Sure.
There's like 10,000 tokens. If I just try to put information on tokens, they change all the time in StellaSwap. There's no point. I'd rather teach the mechanics, like how do you do this for all the tokens, right? That's why people like, they say, oh, the videos look different than it is in StellaSwap. I'm like, listen, if I was updating my course to keep up with the token change in StellaSwap, that's all I'll be doing. I'll just be updating my course every day, 3 times a day. Like that's dumb, right? There's no point doing that. Instead, I teach you what works with every single token, right? The mechanics, and then you pick the tokens that you want to provide liquidity for, the pairs. And the research is super easy. Just go to CoinMarketCap, type in the token, bams, you got all the information available for you in real time, data, background, and then you can decide basically like, oh, this token I see in the last 6 months, it never went above 20 cents, right? And it never went below like 15 cents. So let me just provide from 15 to like 23. And the chance of that are like super low. And even if it does go to another range and I get out of range and now I'm 100% in that token, like I don't really care either, because I want to hold both of those tokens, right? When the bull run comes. So it doesn't really matter if I'm holding DOT or I'm holding Glimmer, right? Because both of those tokens I want to have in my portfolio. So like I don't care like what proportion they're in. It doesn't really matter. Yeah.
But is there a way, like when we buy it, it has a certain value, those tokens?
Yeah.
And if we move out of the farm, like it's like this impermanent loss kind of thing. Is there a way to know at which price we bought it, so we can like figure out like what's a good
Well, I mean,
situation?
one way is I guess basically is what I do is I just record it. just have like a Todoist app or some kind of to-do app, and just
Mhm.
record like bought 100 Glimmer at 23 cents, on the date, obviously, and all that. That's the way you do it, and then basically now you know your entry position. And what it means, the permanent loss, because the price is always going up and down. It doesn't just stay in one place. So basically, for example, it's like a loss on paper, right? So for example, the price is 20 right now, and then the price goes down. If I exit the farm right now, then I sell it at that price and I lock it in. Then the loss becomes permanent, right?
Yeah.
But instead, I just go hang out. I do nothing. I just chill for 2 days. Guess what? The price goes back up to the same price you bought it at. So you didn't really take a loss. That's why they call it impermanent loss, right?
Yeah, I understand it, but
Yeah.
it's just for me, like if I'm in the farm, is there like on StellaSwap some way to see which price I entered the farm?
Well, I don't think so. No.
So I have to record it by hand.
Yeah, you have to record it. Yeah. The entry.
Okay,
I mean,
that's
yeah. I'm pretty sure if you go into the card, they might show you, like when you go into your position, they might be something
no,
there,
just how
but I
not
don't think
just how
so.
many.
Oh,
It's
okay,
just
yeah.
how many
So no.
trades. So
You
and
have to,
it
yeah, you have
depends
to record it.
on
Yeah.
the wallet. Okay, so this
Yeah.
something I have
Yeah.
to check my wallet for.
Yeah. It'll be a nice feature. I mean, like I think some people asked them for this in their chat.
Yeah.
You can actually, what you can do is you can join their Discord, the StellaSwap Discord.
I already did, yeah.
Yeah, and you can ask for that from the team in the general chat. And they also have like suggestions sub channel. So they listen to the users, right? So if you say, guys, can you put in a feature where you put on the NFT card, like, entered, bought 100 Stellas at 3 cents. And if I can
Yeah,
see
that
that,
would be nice.
you
That
know,
would be so nice.
yeah, then they'll be like, okay, well, we can do that for you. And they'll actually like listen and do it, right?
Okay.
Maybe. Because they have like a queue of things that they're building. They're always building those people. Like the team is always building. That's why I picked this project. I think they're like the best team that I've seen in terms of like, development. Like they're just like animals. They just build through the bear. They don't care. Because they know once that bull comes, this tokens, no, not financial advice, but I think it'll go at least to $5. And it's 3 cents right now. Okay, just so you understand. And you get 96% for staking it. Yeah, little pro tip. Yeah, like single-sided, no permanent loss and no risk. So but if you believe in the exchange, right, like I do, so that's what I do. I just got a stack and I'm just like put into Xtella and that's it. Yeah, it's not in the course, it's in my queue of things to do. And I will be adding Xtella module to the course, and that's gonna be free for you guys. So, but I have like a huge queue of things that need to be done before that, basically. Yeah, so that's coming. The cross-chain swaps are coming to the course. The Xtella is coming to the course. So like, there'll be additions. Evergreen, right? That's what you bought. I don't just say that, I mean it. So yeah, more content. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Like I have 4 people. Great. No, I guess nobody has questions. Everybody's very clear. That's good. It's always good.
How often do you check out your farms and collect the rewards? Like it differs from person to person,
Yeah.
or it's like
I mean, you can do it every day. You can do it once a week. You can do it every hour if you want. I mean, the Moonbeam gas fees are tiny. They're like less than 1 cent. So like, if you want to, you can collect it all the time and just like, redeposit it. But I mean, there's no point. Like I think once a week is good. You can even do it once a month. Like this is not like trading. This is very passive. You just kind of, decide on the range. You keep your eye on the token price that you provide liquidity for, right? So when it's out of range, and if you want to like, restake it basically, like deploy your position into another range, right? So you don't miss out on the yields. It's always kind of like a trade-off, right? Like on the one hand side, if you're out of range, you're missing out on the fees, right? On the revenue. Another side, if you kind of redeploy your position into that new range, you can incur permanent loss, right? And permanent loss becomes permanent once you get out of the farm, right? So it's always kind of like this trade-off. are the fees gonna make up for the impermanent loss? Like, what's gonna be more, right? Or you can just wait and the price swings back, and now you're making fees again, and your permanent loss goes away, right? That's kind of the game that you play.
You could also like stake another like ratio on top of it, right?
Yeah.
It's also
That's what,
possible. So
yeah. People
when
do
you
like
know
a
that they're
ladder.
like,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's kind of like a stack multiple positions, so they cover multiple like ranges.
scenarios, yeah.
Yeah, multiple scenarios. So like, oh, if this drops to this price, I have this position that's out of range right now, but it'll collect a lot, right? Because you also have to remember, the fees that you collect also depend on how many other people are providing liquidity at that range. So let's say you're in some super tight range, like literally from like 16 to 18 cents, right? And you have a huge amount in that position, right? And then let's say, Glimmer drops to like 17 cents, and now that your huge stack is in range and nobody else is, guess what? You're collecting all the fees. That's how people make a lot of money liquidity farming, right? Or if Glimmer goes on a crazy run and nobody foreseen that, and all of a sudden it's 40 cents and there's no liquidity, right? Then you're the only guy with your whole stack in a range from like 40 to 50. Guess what? You're collecting all of that. You're collecting all of the trading fees, right? For that range. Plus, you're gonna be collecting all the rewards, because it's not just the trading fees that are split based on your concentration and your range. It also applies to the rewards, the incentives, the Moonbeam incentives and StellaSwap incentives. That's how it's divvied up as well. So you'll be collecting 100% of that as well on top of the trading fees. Yeah, that's how, like, one time I was providing for a super tight range, and there was like a huge run. I think it was, I can't remember what the token was, but yeah, so I made like, I think $700 in like 20 minutes or something like that. Then it went out of that range, and obviously I had to pull out. But that's how it is, because if it depends on volume, if there's a huge volume in that tight range and your range is very narrow, that's why you're saying it's 7%, but it's dependent on multiple factors. It depends on the trading volume, depends on your, obviously amount stake, right? Depends on the token prices of the reward tokens. So for example, if you're getting rewards and now all of a sudden you're getting rewards in Glimmer, let's say, and Stella, right? And both of those tokens jump by 3x, guess what? That 7% now turns to 21%, right? And if you're in the range and it's tight and nobody else in there, now that 21% can turn into 80%, right? And they calculate that in real time. So like, if you're 7%, that it might be 7% now. It could be 50% next hour. It could be 100% in another 3 hours. That's when people ask us, so how much can I get? I'm like, I can't really tell you, because it's dynamically calculated based on like 6 variables. So how can I tell you how much you're getting if it changes all the time, right? That's just how it is. I mean,
And
yeah, go ahead.
I found like in impermanent loss calculator for the V2 farms, which was from Whiteboard
Yeah.
crypto. But is there also a V3 one which we can use?
Like basic concentration, but I mean, the concept is, I think, pretty much the same as
Yeah,
for
but the math
as
is
for
a
you,
little
but
bit
the math is
different.
different. Yeah, because you got to search for that one. I haven't added that. I haven't found like a concentrated liquidity calculator. Oh, let me see, actually, 1 second. So concentrated liquidity impermanent loss calculator. Let's see. No, I don't think they made one. They got permanent loss in Uniswap V3. They got like formulas, but I don't think there's like a V3. Hold on, I think I found some. I found the Uniswap one. Uniswap. Oh no. Yeah, I mean, I found one for Uniswap, like a V3, but that's a little different than algebra. Yeah, that's something you have to ask in the Discord. Maybe somebody there knows some of the.
So we have to search for V3 Pulsar
Yeah.
impermanent loss calculator,
Yeah,
right?
I don't know if there is one, to be honest. That's
Mm.
what I'm saying, because I just searched for just that. I don't think there's a like pulsar. Maybe there's a pulsar. Yeah, no. They have one for like straight and permanent loss. Yeah. What is a permanent loss? Yeah, they don't provide the calculator. They provide this thing here. I don't know if you read this. One second. Put it in the chat. Like, yeah, that's what they have in the docs. There's a Pulsar APR calculations. Yeah, but that's not it. Price IL. Right, because yeah, the risk IL is higher. Yeah, because you constrain your liquidity basically. Yep. Choose your risk. Yeah, they don't have it. Doesn't look like it. Yeah. Would be cool if they come up with one.
Yeah, I saw the whiteboard crypto kind of page
They
was pretty nice to use.
yeah, they had the V2, but they went away from V2 because V2 was much easier to calculate too. Because there
Yeah.
was no like price ranges, no concentration. Because obviously the more you concentrate, the higher the risk, of basically switching to 100% other token, which is technically not a loss. You're just swapping to another token, basically, right? So if you kind of hold in between like 70-30% between like use like dot and glimmer. So as price shifts, you just switch either to 100% dot your position or 100% glimmer, and it kind of goes back and forth when it goes out of range on both ends, right? Like if dot becomes more valuable, then you get switched 100% to glimmer. If glimmer becomes more valuable, you get switched 100% to dot. Yeah, actually, that's how they do limit orders now. So, for example, if you want to trade between the two tokens with no fees, that's how you would do it. You would put a position that's basically guaranteed to go out of range. Like, for example, you want to switch from, you want to trade your dots for glimmer, right? Instead of going to like swap, StellaSwap and doing like a straight up swap, you put a position, a dot glimmer position, and then when you're, go out of range on whatever, you want to get rid of, bam, you get switched 100% to like, glimmer or dot. Yeah. And that's like
Evening, childrens. This is to let you know.
Is it? Oh, that's your video. Yeah. So sorry. Doesn't look like there's an easy just plug in, Pulsar calculator. That'd be cool. I'll do one too. I mean, I don't really calculate the risk of the impermanent loss because, like usually if I go on the farm, I provide liquidity for both tokens that I want in my portfolio, like long term. So it really like doesn't matter too much to me what the final kind of composition is. Like if I go 100% into one, 100% into the other, I mostly look at like the fees I can collect from provide liquidity on that position, right? And make kind of fiat money on that while I'm holding the two tokens and I'm providing liquidity. So yeah, but it would be nice to have. Yeah, I agree. That would be a good tool to use.
And when you like collect your harvest, they're usually like tokens like Stella. Do you like swap them and then you put them back into the pool, or you mentioned also this automatic liquidity manager?
Yeah,
Like how do I
they're
how do
still
I
working
put
on
the
that one.
money
Yeah,
back into the farm? Like I usually have to exit it, right? But then I
I
have
don't think
like
so.
this
I think
permanent.
you can add. You can add.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's an like
Oh.
increase button, and you can increase your liquidity. But in order to do that, you have to unstake. So you don't have to get out of the pool. There's like two levels basically, right? So you like it's a two-step process. First, you provide liquidity to the pool, right? Step one. Then you have to stake it into the farm, right? Your position. So if when it's staked in the farm, you can't add liquidity, right? Because you collect some rewards, it's like active. But you can just unstake, but not exit the pool though. You unstake, then you click the increase button. It is in my lesson. I've actually looked through it. When you
Yeah, I
mentioned
have
it,
seen it once.
it is there, the increase button. And you saw how in the lesson I said that basically, oh look, I unstaked and now the increase button is active again. As soon as you stake, bam, the increase button, disappears. You can't increase it. Yeah, so what you do is it's easy. You don't have to get out of your position or your range. You just unstake and you can increase the position. Basically, why you would want to get out completely is when you're out of range and you want to put your tokens into a whole different range. Yeah, then you have to completely exit, which is the exit button. You can exit all the way, like instantly, unstake and exit. And then you put it into, you know, the range you want, so you can keep collecting fees, right? But if you just want to increase your position, the existing position, it's easy. Just unstake and press the increase button and just add, you know, the tokens. And as for harvesting, I mean, it's up to you. If you want to lock in your profits, you usually just swap it to stablecoin, either Frax or USDC.WH or USDT. I mean, you have plenty of choices there, right? So, or you can go into all three, just put it in the base pool, another option, and then basically kind of into the 3 pool. Sorry, I keep calling it base 4 pool. Like, yeah, that's gone. 3 pool. It used to be 4, now it's
The
3.
V2 stable
Yeah,
pool,
well, actually,
right?
it's not a V2. There used to be 2 AMMs, automatic market maker mechanism, right? Things. There was a V2 and stable AMM. They're separate. So the stables
Okay, and you mean the stable one, right?
yes, the stable AMM. Yeah. So the V2 is pretty much gone now. There's Pulsar V3. That's what replaced it. But they're not touching stable. That stayed the same. Nobody touched that. Like that's the stable AMM was not messed with. That's still there from the beginning of StellaSwap. They haven't really edited that. Yeah. So when you go into
Yeah,
the
I
stable
seen it.
AMM, it's like it splits your tokens in between all three, kind of, you know, in the pool. That's a way, you know, and you can withdraw it as any one of the 3 stable coins when you get out of the pool. Yeah, so you can actually specify like, oh, I want it all in Frax, or I want like half Frax, half USDT, right? So
But
that
you can
kind of,
also like stake it with just one coin, like with USDC, for
yeah,
instance.
yeah. It'll automatically exchange it into, you know, into the proper proportion. You don't have to worry about it. Yeah.
But I had difficulty to do so because I had like
Yeah.
some money which I wanted to have like safe,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to go there, and I clicked on earn, stable, and V2 pools, stable AMM, and
Yep.
there was a 3 pool with USDC, USDT, and Frax.
Yep.
And I had problems approving my USDC.
Oh, I
Like
know why. Because when
it
you got
was
the
pending.
yes, when you got the MetaMask pop-up, what did you select? Did you select use default? When it says approve your spending on USDC, remember the MetaMask wallet pop-up?
Yeah,
Yeah, you have to choose use default. That's the
use
thing.
default.
Yeah. It's in the lesson description. That's it's a new MetaMask thing. Yeah, that's probably what it is. I've had 7 people have the same problem and asking the same question, basically. Like when
So
I
I
was
have to
there
change
today.
something in the wallet. I have to change my
No,
like my
when
token.
you try to you know, put it in a pool, right?
Yeah.
You get the MetaMask pop-up, right? That asks, you know, to approve USDC.
Yes.
Yes, instead of like max, you have to choose use default and click on next, and that's gonna work. Yeah, that's the problem.
I did it like 5 times, and I thought like there's
Yep.
something with the timeout, and it's
No,
like,
no. That's the problem. And I've wrote it in the lesson description. People don't read lesson descriptions. They just
no, I
watch the
did, but
video.
sometimes,
Yeah, you miss it. Yeah.
sometimes.
That's why I put that guide together. The little guide, you know, on how to use the course properly and how to ask questions. You know, I had to do it because it, you know, helps people out. It shows them like the best way to use the course. I should have done that from the start, but you know, like I'm optimizing the course as we go based on your feedback, right? You guys give me feedback. I'm like, oh, okay, so that's not clear. Oh, okay, I have to put that in. Oh, I have to edit this. Yeah, I still have to edit the video too on that staking and adding liquidity lesson. I need to take out the V2 farms from there, the video, and I need to take out the Zap. Yeah, I got to do it. It's on my task list. It's all on my task list, but I'm kind of, you know, rolling through it as quickly as possible. Yeah.
And how do you, like, when I entered V3 farms, I had to do like a lot of swapping in order to get the right amount of tokens.
Yeah.
Like, because like I thought like, oh, I put 50-50 in it, and
No.
then like I was,
It's not 50-50.
yeah, it's not.
The way you do it, the trick is you have to like determine how much, you know, one token you want to put in, and then it'll calculate how much of the other token you need as you go through the process based on the range that you select. And then
And then you go
after you
back
see
and
that
then you
number, you
swap
go
it.
back, you swap, and that's it. Yeah, it's a trick. Yeah, I've actually written it in the chat if you like scroll up or just do a search. But it's fine. Yeah, it's cool. That's a valid question. It's a trick that you don't know until you try, because they do have like a calculator that automatically calculates. So let's say, you want to provide liquidity, you want to put in 1,000 Glimmer. How much, for example, USDC do I need, right, to match it? So you just type in 1,000 Glimmer, you choose the concentration, for example, very conservative. Then click on next. It's like, oh, you need like, 20 USDC or 40 USDC. You're like, oh, okay. So I'm going to take, some Glimmer that I have, exchange it into that USDC, and bam, and I have it. And then you just go back and you're good. Yeah. They should put some kind of like calculator for that, to start with, I guess. So you don't have to do it, but that works fine. That's kind of like a built-in calculator. Yeah.
Yeah, but because I ended up like I did it a little bit the same. I was looking for it, and then I was like, okay, I need like 200 Stellar or something like this, and I was like, okay, and I bought like 200, and then it was 198 or something, and it was like changing a little bit, and I ended up having like some tokens in my wallet with like 0.23, and if I wouldn't import them, then I would just forget about them. They were gone,
Yeah.
and some are valuable. So it's like,
well, I mean, the easy way to see what you have is you go into the swap tool and just click on the drop down. And when you click on the drop down, it'll actually show you the balances of all the tokens that you have. Yeah, that's another little life hack that you can use. That's what I do. And that way you don't have to add them to your MetaMask to see them. You see them in StellaSwap, like in the swap drop down. So you'll see exactly how many USDC you have, how many dots, how many Stellas. Yeah. People used to like, oh, what's the contract address so I can add the token to my MetaMask? And I was like, no, you don't need to add them at all. Like StellaSwap will see them, and you can see them on the swap dropdown. Yeah, it's another hack. Yeah, I gotta put all these things into the lesson descriptions. That's what I gotta do. Like that's what they're there
or
for.
just make a video out of it.
Yeah,
like some
eventually, I'm gonna
bonus
take
kind of
all
thing.
those lesson descriptions and I'll make them into videos, basically. Like one video is gonna be the instructional, kind of watch first before the lesson, the instructional video, and then the next video will be the instructional video, because apparently people like watching videos better than reading text in the lesson description. But at the same time, that stuff changes so quickly, and I have to update it so quickly that if I have to reshoot the video every time, right, put up the green screen, turn, like it's a whole process. Like it's much easier for me to just, just get into the lesson, get into lesson description, quickly update the text, and bam, update, and within 20 seconds, you guys have the latest thing already in the description. Good
And
to go.
how do you host it? Because sometimes you can like add things to videos later on. If you are on a platform like YouTube or Vimeo, you can like have like some
Well,
pop up there or something.
yeah, it's hosted on Kartra, the whole course, all the videos and everything. It's hosted and served through Kartra, so it's not really YouTube. It's like their own thing. Yeah, so I have to like reshoot the whole video, re-upload it, render it. It's like it's the whole thing. But text is easy.
Or you have like the video project, and you can reopen it and like put it in.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll get to all of it eventually. There's like small fixes, and I think the lesson description is not that long. It's literally a couple of paragraphs, which takes you like 20-30 seconds to read. It's not like I'm writing a whole big like Medium article, an essay or something. It's like pretty condensed, right, instructions. So but yeah, the video, that's on my to-do list for sure, to put that into video format. And just maybe I was thinking maybe not even doing a video, doing like an audio and just reading them through a microphone, like a voiceover, so people can listen to it, right? But how are you going to read some instructions? There are some instructions like contract addresses, right? 16-digit smart contract address. How are you going to read that, on the microphone? You can't.
The first 3 letters or something like this.
Yeah, then how do you put that in the video? Put on the screen? No, because they're going to need to copy and paste it anyway, right? To add like an ETH contract or something. So that's not really too video friendly. Like the screen captures are, though. They're very video friendly. So yeah. So yeah.
And another question. I bought USDT instead of USDC once for my euro, and I was like, oh shit, it was USDT,
It's fine. Yeah, it's not a problem.
I thought so as well, but then I went to Moonbeam and I tried to bridge it, and they don't bridge USDT.
Ah.
Like,
Oh, I thought you meant
what
you
would
bought
you
it on
do?
StellaSwap. That's a
No,
that's
no,
what.
I bought it
Oh,
like from
okay.
Coinbase or something like this.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. USDT. I mean, there is the Squid router that you can use. I haven't added to the course yet. I think they do USDT, but I'm not sure. Oh, let me actually check real quick.
Can you give me the link for it?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it might be
One
handy to have it in the
One
future.
second though.
Because there's
let
also
me make sure
the
I'm not hold on. Let's see. From Ethereum. You're trying to bridge from Ethereum, right?
yeah.
Yep. It does USDT. Here. It's actually, you don't need the link. If you go to StellaSwap, it's swap and then just choose cross-chain swap. That's it. Yeah, so the same swap you use, just
Cross-chain.
cross-chain swap, new. See right there? I didn't make a lesson about it. I have to add it. It's another module. Not a module, another lesson I have to do. Yeah, you see swap, and to the right of it, it's cross-chain swap.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it. You can just use that.
Wow.
Yeah, see right there, you select the chain on the left, you choose the token on the right, from, then you select the destination chain, and then the token, and that's it. And like bam, it goes, and it's quick too. It's like,
Wait a second.
yeah, it definitely has
It's
USDT.
like under trade, or where is it? Like it's under trade? Like what's the name?
No, go to swap, trade,
Ah,
swap, and then click on cross-chain swap. You see swap, cross-chain swap, to the right of it. Here,
actually, I don't see swap right now.
that's okay. I'll share my screen. 1 sec, so you can see what I'm talking about. Here, right here. See that trade, swap, cross-chain swap.
Yeah.
Right here.
Ah, on the right side of this
Yes, on
tab.
the right
Okay.
side. Yes. So you see, you choose from Ethereum, USDT, to
Oh, yeah.
Moonbeam, and you choose whatever token you want. They got all kinds right there. Yeah, get a poop token. There you go.
I don't
Yeah.
want poop token. Thank you.
Actually, pretty good token. Yeah, like, yeah, the name is shit, but it's pretty
It
good.
really is.
Yeah. No, it's actually, it's like Moon Sama project, like some cool NFTs, and yeah, they just, it's a marketing gimmick. Yeah. So yeah, that's the cross-chain swap. So you can just do that. Or you can go to like their native, which is I think it's squidrouter.com. It's the same exact engine. It's just StellaSwap built like their own widget on top of it. Yeah. So you could just do that if you want. But it's the same thing. There's no difference. You're better off using cross-chain swap, because if something goes wrong, you can go to the StellaSwap Discord for support. So I usually use that instead of the native Squid router. Yeah, that's not a bridge. That's actually a router. It's a different tech. It uses XLR to like route tokens to a different chain using liquidity on XLR. See, like the bridge, the way it works is basically you deposit the token into the bridge holds onto it, and then it gives you another token like USDC.WH on Moonbeam. And then when you go back, you kind of give them the WH token back, it burns it, and then it gives you the USDC on Ethereum back to you. Like it releases it back into Ethereum, right? Routing, it's a little different. It's more like messaging, right? They send a message that say, oh, like basically he wants to trade this token for this token, right? So they kind of like take your token, and then they just give you a native token on the other end from their pool. So there's no burning going on. So there's no bridging. It doesn't actually hold your token. There are no tokens in XLR router. They just route. You know what I'm saying? Back and forth. Yeah. So it's a cool tech. It's much I mean, Wormhole is a solid bridge though. I mean, I'm not gonna talk smack about Wormhole. They're great. They're backed by the biggest trading company in the space, Jump Capital, big bucks. So yeah, and they got all kinds of security measures that they put in place. So they're as safe as bridges can get, put it this way. But yeah, there you go. You can use that for your USDT.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
And can you explain, sometimes there's the USDT from VM, like it's for Wormhole, and there's also another one, right?
Yeah, you mean USDC.WH.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
that's the Wormhole USDC, right? That's not native, basically. So there are native tokens which have that .XC, right? Or just no extension. And there's the bridge tokens, like what I was explaining earlier, right? Like you don't really want to be in bridge tokens for too long. You kind of use them to bridge in, and then swap to a native token. Because, for example, let's say a bridge is hacked, then your token is worthless, the one they give you, because hackers would just steal the original token that's in the bridge, that's locked in. Like just recently, multi-chain got rugged, hacked, whatever. And so everybody who had like USDC.multi, that token is worth 0. That's it. Because the USDC that's in the bridge that's backed by that, basically the original USDC that backs that USDC.multi is gone. Like they stole it. You know? So yeah.
And .xt is like the
Yeah, that's fine. That's native. That's XE is
That's
a
native.
XEM protocol. That's actually the messaging protocol in between different parachains on Polkadot. So for example, Moonbeam is one parachain. So you got to think about it like as Polkadot is like the connecting relay chain, right? That's like the master chain that provides all the security, right? And the parachains, they're connected like little sub chains to Polkadot, right? And they all kind of get their security from Polkadot. That's how it works, right? And the XE is a standard that makes seamless messaging between those parachains. So for example, I'm on, let's say, a parallel parachain, or I'm an A star. So I can, through XCM, I can seamlessly and for free, almost instantly, send my token like dot, from A star to dot on Moonbeam. And there's a special bridge. Like if you go to transfer, and there's like I think XC bridge. Yeah, there you go. Cross-chain XC transfer. You see that? The first one? That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's that XC native Polkadot transfers via XCM. That's like super secure. Like to hack that, you have to hack all of Polkadot, which is extremely difficult. I mean, we're talking like thousands of decentralized validators that you have to hack. Yeah, good luck with that. Polkadot is ultra secure. Like if Polkadot gets hacked, then that's it. DeFi is over. Like it's like hacking Ethereum. Sorry. Like the weakest point in DeFi are bridges and on and off ramps for banking. That's it. Those are the two weak points. Basically, the bridges, because they hold the tokens, so that's like a honeypot for hackers. So they always try to get in. Or the bridge operators are tempted, right? Because they can just steal the money, which is what happens with multi-chain. That's why everybody's going either towards XC transfers, like inter-parachain transfers with Polkadot, or they're going towards XLR, which is cross-chain swaps, which is like router. It just routes the tokens. They don't hold the tokens. It's like basically a decentralized protocol that does everything automatically. No human has access to your tokens. That's the key. So that way there's no temptation. If you don't have access, no temptation, right? Nobody holds the tokens. It's just a brip, quick like transfer, and you're done, which is how it should be. Like the whole bridge thing, that's like they should get rid of that. But Wormhole, that being said, they were hacked like 2 years ago, and the company behind them made everybody whole. They just put the money back in. So, and after that, they put in like security measures. Basically, they have watchers, like 30 people that watch the bridge all the time. And if there's any funny business, they press one button, everything freezes. So that's it. Then they put in like a limit. So there's only a certain limit you can do per day. So it's only like, I think, $3-4 million a day. So worst case scenario, they lose 3-4 mil, which is much better than losing 100 million or 200 million, right? They can replace the 3 million. 200, that's tough in the bear market, right? Like, yeah. And then there's like the bug bounties and all that. But whatever. That being said, you should still switch to native. Like when you finish your bridging, when you finish your swapping, just keep it in native tokens. That's all you got to do. Just, bridge over. You got your USDWH. Just swap that to Frax. Swap that to USDT. Swap that to whatever. Like, and you're fine. Swap that to DOT, right? To Glimmer. You have plenty of options, and just keep it there, right? I mean, I still have some USDWH. I don't think Wormhole is getting hacked because the security measures they put in place are very robust. So I just don't see it being hacked. But yeah, but if I had like large amounts, yeah, I would keep it in native coins, right? Like 10K and up, right? Or like whatever, some amount that I have before I'm transferring back out to my bank account. I can keep like 100, $200, $1,000 in there. But like 10,000, nah, I'm not that trusting. It's crypto, it's DeFi. It better be safe than sorry, right? Yeah. So anyway, so many options, right? On StellaSwap. You could do this, you could do XCM, you could do cross chain. Yeah, I gotta update the course with all this stuff, but you don't really need that. I'm trying to kind of get the stuff that you guys like absolutely need working perfectly, right? Because it's like I'm providing 2-3 options, people get confused. Like, oh, do I use cross-chain swap? Do I use wormhole bridge? Do I use XCM? Like, no, just do this. Especially, complete beginners, they get confused. Sometimes more options is not good, right? Like the way iPhone is set up. Like, they don't want to give you too many options because then you're like, what the hell? Do I press this? Do I do that? Like, which one? Like, no, just do this, then do that. Because it's pretty overwhelming as it is, right? When you get started. Like, you don't want 3 options for bridging. You'd be like, what the hell is this? Transfers, cross-chain. That's it. I'm done. Like, screw this course. Too complicated. I'm like, no. Just one thing. Wormhole bridge. Use that. Get it in there. Then when people get more comfortable, then you can use the cross-chain. I'll hook you up. Like, then you can play around with that. Yeah. Yeah. And try to swap like a small amount first so you get, the knack for the process. Don't like do a big amount and then get like all stressed out. Swap like 50 USDT or something, right? Just to see how it works. That's what I do myself. Because that, just do a little bit, get like comfortable with it, then do 500, right? Next. See how that works out. Great. 1,000, right? Like, I mean, I had some students that just would take like 10 grand right off the bat and just transfer to wormhole, and then they would freak out when they would get like stuck because you have to manually redeem. Like sometimes there are bugs, but it's not a problem because it never gets lost. That's the beauty of blockchain, right? It's got to be in one of 3 places, right? It's either in your wallet, right? It's in the bridge, or it's on your destination wallet, like on Moonbeam wallet, network. That's it. That's the only 3 places it could be, unless you screwed up and send the money like to a wrong address or something, which obviously is not happening because you can't. If you're in the wormhole interface, I mean, it's kind of tough to do that, right? I mean, it's like literally 3 buttons, So when they freak out, I'm like, calm down. It's in one of 3 places. If you didn't get it on Moonbeam and it's out of your wallet, guess where it is? The bridge, right? And then there's like a simple process to manually redeem. And they go there, they type in the hash, press redeem, BAPS, and it's in their wallet. No problem, right? People start freaking out, like, oh my God, what's happening? I'm like, it's not going anywhere. Nobody has the keys except you. It's completely safe. Just calm down. I'll tell you exactly what to do. You press 2 buttons and you get your stuff, right? So yeah, anyway. Yeah, so that's kind of the overview of the XCM and cross-chain and all that. Yeah, which will be helpful, people, once I put the replay up on my YouTube channel. I'm sure they'll find that very helpful. See, so I don't need to do an additional lesson. They can just watch the Zoom Q&A replay. There you go. XCM and cross-chain swaps done. Use away, right? Anyway, what are we time? Oh, okay, we got 10 minutes left. So you got a VIP one-on-one consulting session just because nobody else bothered to show up to the Zoom, which I'm fine with, right? That means people have no questions. That means the course is working for them, which is always good news for me. Yeah, I think you're muted, unless you're done.
Yeah, but I still looking through my questions, and since you said like the zip tool we shouldn't use.
Yeah, just use manual. Yeah, I'll let you guys know in the chat when they actually add Zap to the Pulsar. They're working on it. They said they're gonna do that. They just have other like things that are queued up, but they're working on it for sure. And the ALMs are also coming at some point. Yeah,
That's cool. That's cool.
yeah,
Really looking forward to it actually
yeah.
because it makes it much
Trust
simpler.
me, I'm keeping my eye on that because I'm gonna be using it myself. Like automatic position rebalancing and auto compounding. Please, yes, yes, please get that in there. I'm waiting.
And there was one thing happening to my farm. Actually, I was farming with one specific farm,
Mm.
and it was still in range.
Okay.
And like the day before it was farming, and the next day I checked it and it was not farming anymore. And I was like, it doesn't make any sense. It's still in range.
It was in range, but it wasn't farming.
Yeah, I had to farm now again, like to press it again.
Yeah.
In order for it to farm. And I was like, yeah, I did that yesterday. Maybe I have to look like every day to see if this farm is working properly.
If it's in range, it should be farming automatically. You don't have to like redo it. If that's the
Yeah,
case,
that's crazy,
you should report it in the support channel on the StellaSwap Discord. They'll ask you for the NFT ID, which is your farm ID, and they'll actually
Yeah.
check it in the back end. Obviously, I can't do that because I have no access to StellaSwap backend to look that up. Yeah, so just do that
Okay,
next
so
time. Yeah,
yeah,
and
if
they'll
the
take
next
a
time
look
it
and be
happens, I
like,
will.
yeah. They actually want you to do that because if it's a bug, they want to fix it. So they actually encourage you
sense.
to do that. That's very helpful for them. It's not like you're bothering them. They want you to do that because that's how they get the bug reports. How else are they gonna know? If, for example, you're farming and then all of a sudden you're in range, but it stops farming on its own, that's a bug. You should report that to the support chat. Yeah, and they'll ask you for NFT ID, and they'll be like, there you go. You know, we were fixing it. I reported a lot of bugs myself, right? Because don't forget, this Pulsar thing, it was launched like I think 2 months ago, probably in less. So it's very fresh. I mean, it's still a little buggy. Not that buggy. They fixed so many bugs in this 2 months. I mean, like they've been working like nonstop compared to how it was in the beta. Like I was in the Pulsar beta, it was so buggy. I mean, everything was broken. Now they fixed like 99% of all the issues we brought to them. And now they actually rejiggered the whole interface completely since I made the lesson. I mean, it's still, my lesson is still good, but they like made it easier. And now the next thing they're working on is they're going to give you approximate APRs for you based on the concentration range. That's the main thing that I asked them for, because so you can approximate. So for example, very conservative will show like a little 10% next to it, and like standard will show 33% or something based on the current trading volume. They still haven't done it, but they're working on it. That's going to be big. Yeah, so I might have to reshoot that lesson, or just whatever, add like a little mini lesson to that section to beef up my
And
Pulsar.
and is there a way to see like our APR? We can only see it like from the actual moment right now, right? When it's like
Yeah.
I had
It's
one farm which was like having like 200 for some reason, and was
yeah,
like, whoa, that's huge. But I
yeah.
thought, yeah, but what happened before? Like, how can I know how
Well,
my APR is
you see your
moving?
actual APR on in your, like, when you make the position, when you go to my positions, that's the actual APR that you get, like the real APR for you, based on your
Yeah.
range, based on which farm it is, like volume, all of that. And I think even that you have to wait like a day for it to update, because it's kind of like backward facing. It takes the historical data depending on how like the volumes for that 24 hours, and then it updates your APR. Yeah, sometimes it's not correct. It needs a couple of days to kind of dial in. That's how people are like, oh, right away, this is the wrong one. I'm like, well, you have to wait a little bit. You need some data to calculate. If you just put the position in 3 minutes ago, you can expect the system to generate a super accurate APR based on what? There's no data, right? I mean, the system doesn't know. It's kind of trying to predict based on the formula, which is not great. 1 second, somebody's.
But is it using like all the data we just got, or is it just the last 7 days, or like?
You can look in that document that I sent you, the APR calculation here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right there, Pulsar APR calculations here. It's like a whole formula, like a super complicated
Can you put
one.
it into the chat?
Yep, there you go. All right, Chris, I gotta run. I got my next meeting.
Yeah, sure.
They're already messaging me, but thanks for coming in. Thanks for all the insightful
Thank you
questions.
for answering all the questions.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for, right? That's what I'm here for in the chat. That's what I'm here for in the Q&A Zooms. And I'm sure this was very helpful for people who didn't make the Zoom session, because we addressed, I'm sure, a lot of questions that they had, right? And I'll put it up on my YouTube channel, post the link in the Telegram chat, and we'll be all good to go. I'll probably do another one next Saturday, probably the last one for this kind of batch of beginners, but I'll do more as I keep marketing and selling more courses, and more people come in. I'll wait till like another 100 people come in, then I'll do another series of 3 or 4. So like it's not gonna stop. I'm gonna keep rolling with the Q&As. Man. So
Nice.
have a good weekend, and
Yeah, you
talk to
too.
you later.
All the
Bye-bye.
best. See you.
Bye.